Hey everybody, my name is Kristi Jakes Falk. I am the founder and executive director of the Diabetes Wellness Council. We are a nonprofit organization located in beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, although it's not very warm here right now. I am also a diabetes educator. I help people manage their blood sugar more effectively, as well as being a certified ketogenic lifestyle coach. Today, we're going to be doing some cooking. I like to call it Keto Cooking with Kristi. Let's have some fun, shall we? So today, we're going to be doing something in my brand new Instapot. I just got this a couple weeks ago and I love it. It's my favorite new toy. And we're going to be cooking a keto Tuscan chicken. Sounds pretty good, right? So, we're going to start with chicken thighs. Chicken thighs are actually a little bit fattier, darker meat, so they're going to stay juicy. And that's really good for the ketogenic diet because we love those healthy fats. So to begin, we're going to season them a little bit with a little salt. And for the salt, I like to use the Himalayan pink salt. It's actually lower in sodium than regular salt. Plus it has about 84 other minerals. So it's actually really, really good for you. So we got them seasoned with the salt. We're going to do a little bit of pepper. And some of the spices are coming from my friends at Select Savory Seasonings. They're fantastic. All their seasonings are sugar-free, which is great for diabetes and ketogenic, so shout out to them. So now we're going to put the chicken in the Instapot, but first I have to use a little bit of butter. Now, full disclosure on these recipes, they are not mine. I use a recipe as a guide. I like to add my own flair. So this recipe today, I found online and I do my own thing with it. So we're gonna put the butter in. It actually calls for olive oil, but when you heat up olive oil too much, it tends to get a little toxic. So I like to use either coconut oil or butter. And today I'm using butter just because I love the flavor. And we're going to turn it on saute. And then we're going to put the chicken in and let it brown for a few minutes on each side. So that tells me it's already getting hot. Now remember, after handling raw chicken, you're going to want to wash your hands. I've also chopped up a little bit of red onion. The recipe did not call for this. I like to add it just because I love the flavor. So that's probably maybe a quarter cup. I never measure. I like to go by the feel and taste. And I've also got some chopped mushrooms. Again, the recipe didn't call for mushrooms, but I use mushrooms in just about everything that I cook. And that's maybe a cup chopped. Then we're gonna add a little bit of chicken broth. It calls for a cup, so I'm just gonna eyeball it. There we go. And now we're going to put the lid on. I love the sounds that it makes. Okay, so we're going to let this cook for about 14 minutes. Okay, so our 14 minutes are up. That means it's time to release some of the steam. You do not want to open your Instapot or any pressure cooker until all the steam is released. Then you would have food all over your walls and ceiling. It's bad. So I like to release a little pressure like this at first. Then I turn the knob and let the pressure release on its own. Sometimes this can take a while, especially if it's been cooking for a long time. Since it's only been 14 minutes, it's not going to take as long. You can hear it already starting to die down. Okay, so we got the lid off. And again, it makes such a pretty little sound. Now we're going to take this chicken out before we add some of our other special ingredients. In 14 minutes, that chicken is completely cooked. We're going to add a little bit of savory Italian seasoning, because remember, this is Tuscan chicken. And let me tell you, this company, they really pack their jars with the seasonings and the herbs. Doesn't want to come out, so let's do it this way. I love the smell and the flavor of oregano. And oregano is another spice that's really good for you. Antimicrobial properties, antibacterial. You can actually get capsules with oil of oregano that can help you with a lot of different illnesses. And a little garlic. You always need a little garlic. We're going to add a little bit of cream cheese, about a half a block. And watch how that splashes up on you. Heavy cream. Now, we're going to actually add some green in, a little bit of spinach. And you actually have to add more spinach than you think because it cooks down so much. That's a good bit. And last but not least, a little bit of shredded Parmesan. Again, I just eyeball this. It's according to how much you like. And we're gonna put this back on. There we go. For the sauce, we're just gonna let it cook for about 3 or 4 minutes. And that's gonna melt all the cheeses and make a really creamy sauce. So we have this thick, yummy sauce. If you want it a little thicker, you can add something called xanthan gum. But you need to make a slurry with a little water first. If we wanted to, we could add the rest of the cream cheese block, or we could just let it be as is. So we'll stir that all around. Then we're going to add our chicken back in, let it absorb some of that goodness. Let it sit for a few minutes and then it would be ready to plate. Now there's a few ways you can serve this dish. I love cauliflower rice. It is just rice made from cauliflower. You can get it already made in the frozen food section, or you can make it your own. You can use a food processor. I use my Vitamix. Sometimes I'm just lazy and like to buy it already done, but it's really good. You can saute that a little bit. Or another favorite is zucchini noodles. I love zucchini noodles. And you can also get those pre-made in the produce section of any grocery store. See, people are looking for more low carbohydrate options. Since we don't have any of those today, we're just doing the chicken. So you got the chicken. Again, this sauce is a little liquidy. You could thicken it up with the xanthan gum or add more cream cheese. But look at that spinach. That's delicious. You can add sun-dried tomatoes to it, some of your favorite vegetables. Broccoli would be good. You can just make this your own. And that's the key to any recipe. You don't have to follow them specifically. Just make it your own with the things that you like. That's what I did. I'm ready to taste this. How about you?